Jace Denman for Flag Family Media. I'm here with MSUM Dragon head football coach Steve Laqua. Coach, I was disappointed just based on the fact that I thought you guys played really well last week. And to me, there was the interception, double tip for a pick six, a couple field goals that I personally thought weren't going to get there, and they got there, especially the 52-yarder. But overall, what are your thoughts about how the team played in Duluth? I personally, from my personal standpoint, I was really impressed. I thought they did a heck of a job, especially defensively.
Well, I think you're right in the sense of if you only look at the scoreboard, you can certainly be disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
If you remove that and you go, how did we play in and play out, and let's grade plus or minus, thumbs up or thumbs down. We played a lot of really good football, and I thought in particular in the first half, our guys did a phenomenal job. We come out, it's unfortunate we do get the double tip, that both of the tips are below the waist. It goes pick six, but the guys respond well. We come out with a good kickoff return. Give them credit. They make a 52-yarder to end the half. And, at halftime, you're sitting there going, gosh, we've played really good football, and we're down 3.
Yep.
Jeez, how could this be? But then you come out, and in the third quarter, we find ourselves, we get back in, and we're up 14-13 and really felt good about, okay, finally it's starting to get some traction. And then, credit to them. They're a very good offensive football team. They wear you down. They ran that quarterback 25 times. We held everybody under 100 yards rushing, everybody that touched the ball. We kept them to close to 3 yards per play, which that first group that was averaging over 7 yards. Defense did a fabulous job. They were just able to put some points on the board, and then we got some untimely turnovers. Credit to them. They made some good calls. They got a free runner at the quarterback and forced a poor throw because he had a guy in his face and didn't get enough on it and ended up being picked. But at the end of the day, we played a lot of good football. We just got to make sure that we play just a little bit more. And in games like that, it comes down to a handful of plays, and we got to be better, but we're not going to hang our head about how we played. What we're going to do is build on what we did and hopefully be able to take that into this week's game.
As they always say, it's a game of inches. And now when you compare last week's game against Duluth on the road and obviously Wayne State at home, kind of a different feel for me. Obviously, as people know, the losses in those two games, but the feel coming out of that game in Duluth, and like I just said, in my opinion, we played really well, just didn't get the plays when we needed them the most. In a game like that where the scoreboard doesn't turn out your way, but there's a number of positive plays over and over again that you can look back on and be pointing at, saying that's where we did the things the right way, can that help spur on these next stretch of games as to, look, we played really well against a very good opponent, and that can maybe take you guys to the next level going forward?
Well, we can if we focus on the process and what it's really about, and if we get caught up in just the results, well, yeah, that can pull you into the tank, it can pull you down. But right now, if we focus on, hey, here's the good things that we did, let's build upon it. I think we tapped into all three phases playing at a really high level, probably together the highest level we've played at all season. Now, if we can tap into that and continue to do that week in and week out, we can be somewhere and use this as kind of a spark to get us going, then it's a successful day.
Yep.
And so time will tell how that works out.
The schedule this year, you start off against a triple option type of team. You've got Wayne State, Duluth. They love to run the ball. Duluth, obviously, a lot of quarterback runs. Now you go back to playing a team that's a triple option. Does that very first game at the beginning of the season, does that really pay dividends now matching up against a team like Minot, who is stylistically somewhat similar?
Well, I hope so. It's certainly you're going to see the same mentality as far as ball control, clock control, chew the clock up, make it a short game. Those things are the same. Now, schematically, there's a lot of differences between the two teams, even though they're kind of in the same the same school of football. And so we've got to be able to do that. I think life keeps giving you the lesson until you master the skill. And so we have not been great against this style of offense, whether it's last year in Minot, early in Northern Michigan. This is a week where it's find us. We've got to play great football. And I'm not just talking defensively. Offensively goes hands in hand in the sense of, hey, there's limited possessions. You have to be efficient. You have to get off to a good start. You can't throw away possessions. You can't turn the ball over. And special teams can't get you in trouble, and offense and special teams did get us in trouble in the first game, and defense didn't quite get it until later. So we've got a lot to prove. I think we can go back to game one and say, hey, we didn't do this very well. Now's our second chance. Let's see if we can do it a lot better against a team that's a lot better at executing their style of offense.
Exactly. Last week in their game against Bemidji, they threw the ball 3 times. and one of them, I think they had another play drawn up, but the receiver dropped the ball when they were going to do a pass back to the quarterback. When it comes to a team like Minot and their style, I know that last year the stopping their run game was a bit difficult. Is it even more important against a team like this? We talked about this against Northern Michigan. We talk about every week about getting off to fast starts. Is it really important to get out to a fast start against a team that wants to be run heavy so that they have to switch their game plan? Because it's always better to make the opponent switch to your style of play rather than vice versa, correct?
Without a doubt. And that's what we were hoping to get going last week, and we were close to tipping it until the pick six. And it would have been interesting if the pick six didn't happen. If we got up 10 or 14, would that have changed their style and then played in our favor? It didn't, and they continued in their style for 4 straight quarters. It's important this week that we've got to get this game to play our style as soon as we possibly can, and that means stops early, and it means efficient drives on offense. It was nice last week. Offensively, we came down and scored right away. We've got to be able to continue that momentum and get it off to a really good start this week.
The last couple years against Minot State, you guys have put up a number of points. Obviously, last year was a bit different. You were down by like 10 or something in that fourth quarter. You got a couple scores late to win that one. When it comes to this Minot State defense, is there something that you guys are able to pinpoint that is allowing you guys to be successful on offense, or is it obviously just every year's different and they're going to throw some new wrinkles at you?
Yeah, it's a little bit different. We don't know what we're going to see this year. You look at last year's game, and we made a lot of great plays, whether they're schematic plays, I don't know. We just, players made plays and thrown up, and they had coverage, and they made a play. And so you look at last year, successfully, you can look at the scoreboard and say, yes, well, hey, we had to put a drive together and score right before the half. We had to come up with some 2 crazy touchdowns at the end. Like, you don't have those, it's not looking as impressive, but we did. And so we've got to find ways this week, whether it's schematically we make it happen, or it's like a guy just has to make a play. Hey, he's covered, but it's you against him. This is a game of one-on-ones, and so you've got to defend the deep ball. Just like we're concerned about how are we going to stop the run and keep bringing these guys down and tackling them. Well, they see it a lot, but they don't see a lot of passes. And so they've got to defend passes that are getting thrown up in the air and say, okay, well, how are we going to stop these guys? And so it's both ends of the spectrum. We just got to capitalize on our end of the spectrum offensively.
Coach, obviously this weekend, homecoming. If you could tell us a little bit about what it means to be at home for homecoming and to try and get a big victory on homecoming, because obviously for a lot of the student athletes, a lot of the students, this is a big game. This is a big moment for them to be successful on homecoming. What's it mean to be successful on homecoming?
Well, you're trying to create a great experience, right? We try every day to make a great experience for our players where football is the best part of their day. And so there's going to be a lot of people that are going to come and watch football. And can football be the best part of their day? Whether it's former players, former athletes, former students, people coming back to visit the campus and relive fond memories. Well, can we help build upon that and give them a great experience with great memories? Hopefully our guys can do that. But at the end of the day, these guys are playing for the work that they put in, the guys that are putting on the uniforms. And you know what? Hopefully put on a good show. But at the end of the day, these guys want to play great football because that's who they are and that's what they do.
All right. Well, thank you, Coach. Best of luck this week. James and I will be there for all the coverage on AM 1192.3 The Flag. So, awesome. Good best of luck. Jace Denman alongside head coach Steve Laqua of your MSUM Dragons. Have a good rest of your day.